What is going on, guys? My name is Cakes Mitchell. Welcome back to the channel. Be sure to click subscribe and the bell notification icon because we produce so much content on here now. Like every day we are uploading a video. So to be sure that you guys don't miss anything, be sure to click the bell notification icon. Would appreciate that a lot. And if you guys want me to react to your music, all you got to do is go over to my Fiverr at fiverr.com/CakesMitchell and follow the instructions to do that there. It's the first link in the description box below. But today we're going to be checking out Hopsin, the Ill Mind of Hopsin 8. And today we're doing a lyric breakdown video. This is a new series that I'm doing where I go back to like older tracks that I've already seen. And Siri, why you always do this? Older tracks that I've already seen and just kind of break down the lyrics, read them on the side, see if there's any bars that I missed, provide like my thoughts and context on those specific bars, and just have some fun. So today we're doing the Ill Mind of Hopsin 8. Let's get into it, guys. Boom. This is one of my favorite Hopsin songs. Like,
all rise. Case number 23, Hopsin versus Mr. Funk Volume. The Honorable Dunsky Douglas presiding.
I love this video when it came out. It's so good.
Sit down.
That's the drummer for Tech 9, I believe.
Really getting on my nerves. You guys are taking up too much of my time. Marcus Hopsin, please come to the stand.
That's supposed to be Dame. Alright, just some context for anyone that doesn't know the story. So Hopsin had a record label called Funk Volume, and he was 50-50 partners with this guy named Damian Ritter. And when they started the company, it was a 50-50 split. So Damian Ritter had as much of a say in the company as Hopsin did, like literally 50-50, which makes for some weird things because he doesn't have full control over his own company. And from Hopsin's point of view, Damian Ritter had some beef with stuff, and it just was like a total mess. That Hopsin like didn't work hard and stuff like that, and just like the entire record label fell through.
Nigga, what the fuck? What the fuck? Homie, I made you rich, paid your rent. Damn.
So like Hopsin blew up and made a ton of money, and from that, like Damian Ritter made money too. So Hopsin's saying basically, like, I made you money, I paid your rent.
Right. Biting the hand that was feeding you, this shit don't make any sense. Nigga, what the fuck? What the fuck? You know this is that real shit. How you gonna forget who built this? Huh? I'm the one who made the company all the millions. Now you got problems to deal with, man.
Okay, so Hopsin's saying basically, look, I created this. I'm the reason this company was successful, and you're like basically gonna bite the hand that feeds you, saying like, you know, like, I'm feeding you, I'm paying for your rent, I provided you all this money, and you're gonna come back and snap at me? Like, I don't get that. I am kind of wish-washy on that because I don't know like the full context, but Damian Ritter obviously helped build the company. It wasn't solely Hopsin. Like, obviously he's the face of everything. Definitely pulled in a bunch of the views and everything like that, but there's a lot that goes on in the back end that I'm sure Damian Ritter, I don't know like the percentage wise of that, but Damian definitely helped build the company. So saying Hopsin solely was the reason that he was successful, a little iffy on that, but I understand what Hopsin's saying.
This is tough luck. See, a couple weeks ago we was buzzed, and that crew that was killing shit was us. Till you turned on me, homie, that's fucked up. I ain't keeping this shit on the hush hush. On my chest, I just carry too much stuff. I done had it, enough is enough, bro. Plus, I needed something to get my buzz up.
Okay, so there Hopsin's saying, like, we were killing stuff, but I'm not gonna keep this on the hush hush. I remember Hopsin saying something that he tweeted about the situation, so he couldn't go back on it. Like, he turned to social media and tweeted out like this whole scenario for the sole purpose that he didn't want to go back on his word and wanted to stick to his guns that he was like leaving Funk Volume, and then saying I needed something to get my buzz up. Like, he knew this was going to get him a lot of attention, and making this Ill Mind of Hopsin series, he released like one a year back in the day. So knowing this was like an anticipated thing, that it was really going to be stir a lot of controversy, bring a lot of eyeballs back to his name, to say he needs something to get his buzz up, basically.
You don't fuck with the wrong dude. Ain't no telling what Hopsin is gon' do. Creeping up on you. Quit your sleeping, I told you. This a motherfucking journey we finna go through. If I ain't had so much to lose, I swear to God, I'd probably beat up and choke you. Damn. Nigga, this is that raw shit. Right. That organic flow you probably see up in Whole Foods.
Okay, I don't need to explain that Whole Foods.
Shiver me timbers, something's fishy about you, Mr. D. Ritter.
Not really seeing a whole lot here.
I wanted new management, why the fuck you throw a fit and seem bitter? Why you catch an attitude whenever I question you bad on my fucking percentages? I know why. You been bending it in your benefit. Your Honor, I'm innocent. This nigga crazy.
Okay, so I remember Hopsin saying too that Damien wanted to play like a ton of roles to pull in more money. So like being his accountant, his manager, financial advisor, just like wearing a ton of different hats. And Hopsin was like, look, like I want my own manager separate from you. I guess I don't know the reason why for that. I guess Hopsin wanted to kind of diversify like different stuff and like maybe wanted to have his own like accountant instead of just relying on Dame to do all of these different stuff. And I guess when he brought that up, Damien was kind of like wish-washy about it and was like, look, no, like I'm doing a good job and all this. So that's interesting.
I'm telling all of my people, you tell him. He taking all of my C-notes. See, he has a gambling issue. He takes the cash and blows it all like casinos. Damn. When I bring up my royalties, you start avoiding me. That's some disloyalty. You woke up to evil boy in me. Your ass is poisoning. Tell me why you would destroy me. This was a fucking vision that I had created with your brother. But you too infatuated with the money. You killed it and ran it straight into the gutter.
So back in the day when Funk Volume first started, Hopsin basically was rapping with another artist named Swizz, which is Damien Ritter's brother. And Swizz was another artist on Funk Volume. When they performed, Swizz would be like a hype man when Hopsin performed, but like Swizz also had his own verses and his own songs and stuff like that. But I don't think he had any real say in Funk Volume. He was just another artist on the label. And he kind of fell off. I believe he left Funk Volume like randomly. There was no ever like real explanation of why he did that. There was like some rumblings that it was like due to like mental health issues and stuff like that. I can't say that for certain, but that's just what I've heard.
Now I think why'd I make DA and me the boss? You keep pissing a whole lot of people off. Our whole label came out with a weak result. You on that same bullshit Tamika brought.
Okay, so Tamika Wright being the owner of Ruthless Records, Hopsin used to be on Ruthless Records and had a falling out with them when they didn't promote his music back in like 2009. And then 2010, he left the record label and made his first album called Raw. So he's saying like you're doing the same thing that Tamika did.
What you thought? You think I can't see the blood on the walls? That ain't going down, nigga. I don't know what you thought. I can clearly see the blood on the wall. That ain't going down, nigga. Ain't got time for your bullshit. Everybody knows you be on it.
His video was so good too. Such an enjoyable video.
Ain't got time for your bullshit. Everybody knows you be on it. Ain't got time for your bullshit.
Hold up, I got some more shit to say. Yeah, it's supposed to be Funk Volume, isn't it? Thought it was music above all the business, but you just said fuck all you niggas. You tarnished the brand and you started the Funk Volume Fitness.
Okay, so Hopsin, or Damien Ritter rather, created a thing called Funk Volume Fitness, which was a branch off of the music stuff, which I think was mainly like a workout program under Funk Volume, which didn't really make any sense of why they would do that. And I guess Hopsin was like not on board with that, but I guess let it happen. It was like a really weird thing that came out. It was like Funk Volume Fitness. I thought it was weird when it came out too, and obviously Hopsin was not on board with that.
Come on, I really think got us portraying something we really ain't. How we supposed to be ill when you on our website with a shake weight trying to be Billy Blanks? Nigga, thanks. Ain't nobody trying to lift weights. We just want to hit up the studio when it's rap and do shows, but you don't understand the culture of hip-hop. You a lame ass nigga, Dame, half the crew knows. New age Jerry Heller, a scary fella. I hate your fucking name, every letter. I'm very fed up. You acting like an ordinary heifer. I'ma take you to the mortuary dress up. We gave you our trust, then you at us corner. You got us a shitty label deal with Warner. And if I confront you about it, you tell me I need counseling and I got a disorder.
So I think when Hopsin released, I think it was Pound Syndrome. I can't remember specifically. It was either Pound Syndrome or the one before that, where they had a deal with Warner, where I believe it was just distribution. Like they didn't sign to the label of Warner, but they had a distribution deal with Warner, and it didn't pull in, I think, the sales that they expected. Like basically signing with a record label would do, like to have it in stores and stuff like that. So it was kind of a weird thing where I think Hopsin wasn't completely on board with doing the deal with Warner, but Damien obviously wanted to grow Funk Volume, so thought doing this deal with Warner would be beneficial to the company, even if it didn't help specifically on that album. Having that relationship with Warner going forward would be beneficial to Funk Volume for future projects and stuff to come out, and maybe negotiate better deals going forward.
You see me on tour in this horror. Shitty hotels, no sleep, with no food to order. Meet and greets every single day is torture. How you expecting an A1 performer? Every time something's wrong, it's the same thing.
So at every single show, Hopsin would have to do like a meet and greet thing. I remember Damien, they had some video like interview talking about how he didn't think it was like that big of a deal to like meet up with fans for 30, 40, 50 minutes before the show or whatever, for VIP guests to come like meet Hopsin, shake hands, grab a picture, whatever. And I guess Hopsin found it emotionally draining having to like put on an act to be Hopsin in front of people an hour a day, every single day while on tour. I can imagine how emotionally draining that can or can't be, but I've heard from a ton of people that it is like draining. Like you have to, if you're having a bad day, you have to put that aside and become like the person that people expect you to be. And I can only imagine how like draining that can be. And maybe Damien just didn't think about that, or was only looking at like VIP tickets are X amount of sales more than a regular ticket, so it's going to bring in more revenue. This is your job. You should be doing this anyway. We're still like relatively small. We're growing. So that was kind of another conflict, I guess, between the two.
Blah, 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 you just blame me. Damn. Then you tell Brooklyn and Jamie. Damn. Now they both thinking I'm crazy. Damn. I deal with this on the daily. Damn. My career mentally rapes me. Damn. I won't let this nigga break me. He praying Dizzy Wright is go replace me. Shady.
So Dizzy Wright was another artist on Funk Volume that they signed, I believe, back in like 2012. And Dizzy Wright is very known for like smoking a lot of weed and having music surrounded that. And Hopsin is a very straight edge guy. Like he's never drank alcohol, he's never done drugs, he's never smoked weed. And I remember when they signed him, I was taken back. I was like, "You're really gonna sign Dizzy Wright, who's the complete opposite of Hopsin?" Just didn't really make sense to me. Dizzy is a good artist though. Like he makes good music, but it was just completely not the same kind of style of Hopsin, which I get. Like you sign on a record label, you want artists that can diversify to pull in different audiences. And I guess when the end of the Funk Volume kind of train, Damien was kind of pushing more emphasis on Dizzy Wright, thinking he could become like a bigger, like a Wiz Khalifa kind of thing, and was hoping that Dizzy Wright was gonna replace Hopsin on Funk Volume.
What are your fucking motives, Dame? Let's talk about it. You're our manager, our label owner, our accountant. That's kinda tricky. Something is fishy, that's risky. We just don't even know. We go with the flow while you rowing the boat. You keeping it simple-minded, cause you know when our only concern is just hoping we blow. So when all the money come in from our album and tours, you sit there and soak in the dough. When did we ever ask about the gross?
So saying, again, that Damien is wearing a ton of different hats. He's the label owner, manager, accountant, trying to pull in all these different revenue streams, and him not really telling the people on the label like where the money's coming from, just hoping that they trust Dame, that they're giving them the money that they actually deserve instead of questioning anything.
When did we ever ask about the net? You would just hand us money from our shows cause you knew we wasn't questioning the checks. Nigga, I trusted you with my life. You up your percentage so I'm making less? Fuck you, bitch. You get no respect. This is why Hopper's coming for your neck. Bless. All you care about is making money. You don't care about a fucking soul, though. You just fluctuate our dollars up and down at your convenience like a fucking pogo. You been screwing everybody on the label on the low and they don't even know, though. So good luck, Jaren, Dizzy, Hopper, Swizz. I'm going solo.
So people on the label were Jaren Benton, Dizzy Wright, DJ Hoppa, Swizz, just saying like good luck to you guys. I like knowing Hopsin was leaving Funk Volume, putting these guys' like careers in jeopardy. It is weird, and I know that Hopsin said like he would more than welcome anyone that was on that label to come with him. I believe, I don't quote me on that, but I think he said like Jaren could join him, but I think that they all just went kind of separate paths. I believe Jaren signed with Strange Music. I think Dizzy went with Damian Ritter and did a thing called Still Moving. I'm not really sure where he's at now. I have no idea where DJ Hop is at. And I think Swizz never really came back into the music scene. He's released some music, but never like officially, just kind of like a hobby kind of thing. But yeah, Hopsin was like, I'm bouncing.
I don't know what you thought. You think I can't see the blood on the walls? That ain't going down, nigga. I don't know what you thought. I can clearly see the blood on the wall. That ain't going down, nigga. Ain't got time for your bullshit. Everybody knows you be on it. Ain't got time for your bullshit. Everybody knows you be on it. Ain't got time for your bullshit. Everybody knows you be on it.
Hopsin killed this, man. This is such a good like diss track.
Change is one of the most difficult things that we face, but
Facts.
change is inevitable. One reason we don't like change is we get comfortable where we are. We get used to our friends, our job, the place we live, and even if it's not perfect, we accept it because it's familiar. And what happens is because we're not willing to change, we get stuck in what God used to do.
And I love like this video montage of Hopsin kind of throwing in like all of the memories from Funk Volume just to like kind of make like specifically I think making it for Dame just to show like we were a family and like you betrayed me kind of thing. Just showing all the good memories.
Instead of moving forward into what God is about to do. And just because God's blessed you where you are doesn't mean you can just sit back and settle there. You have to stay open to what God is doing now. What worked 5 years ago may not work today. If you're going to be successful, you have to be willing to change. Every blessing is not supposed to be permanent. Every provision is not supposed to last forever. We should constantly evaluate our friendships. Who's speaking into your life? Who are you depending on? Make sure they're not dragging you down, limiting you from blossoming.
This is some bars right here, bro.
Everybody is not supposed to be in our life forever. If you don't get rid of the wrong friends, you will never meet the right friends.
Undercover Project, unleashing the new record label that he set out and is still pushing as far as I know. All right, guys, so that was Hopsin, the Ill Mind of Hopsin 8 lyric breakdown. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Obviously, I just know a ton about Hopsin and Funk Volume, so every one of these lyric videos is not going to be this in-depth because I won't be as knowledgeable as other stuff. It's mainly just going to be like me like picking apart bars and stuff like that. I just knew a lot about the subject, so I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in about some different stuff and kind of like give some context to some of the bars if people aren't aware of the entire situation. But yeah, man, I really, this is probably my favorite Hopsin track to come out. Just, I think from knowing everything that went on and just like the entire controversy, like blowing up and Hopsin acting that way and just like turning into full raw Hopsin, like back in his 2010 album Raw, just like lashing out, like how he did with Tamika Wright, lashing out at Damian Ritter. So for that, like, I really enjoy this track. Again, probably one of my favorite Hopsin songs. So all in all, I always come back to this. This is one of the first videos that I made a video on way back in the day. I made a 25 things you might not have noticed in the Ill Mind of Hopsin 8 series. And it really helped my channel way back in the day. So super grateful for this video. And all in all, that's it, guys. Love this track. If I had to rate this again, I'm going to give it like a 9.5 out of 10. One of my favorite Hopsin songs for sure. So let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below, and let me know if you enjoyed this lyric breakdown video. And if you do, I'll definitely make more of them. Again, if you guys want me to react to your music, all you gotta do is go to my Fiverr at fiverr.com/CakesMitchell and follow the instructions to do that there. It's the first link in the description box below. And subscribe, click the notification icon. I will be doing some live streams on here, and I don't really have a set schedule, so if you want to be notified when I do that, definitely click the bell so you're notified when I go live. Thank you guys so much. Love you long time, and until next time.